Dr. Makki, I have a few questions for you today about technology. Why is it important to integrate technology into the curriculum?
We live in a technology-rich environment. Students are using technology constantly for entertainment purposes at school, at home. So it's important for them to be able to use that technology for productivity purposes. So for 21st century learning, students are expected to have skills that allow them to function in this technology-rich environment. Skills like information literacy, being able to collect information, evaluate information, and use the appropriate information in the appropriate time. Students are also expected to use different resources to solve problems. They are expected to communicate using technology, whether that would be through writing, audio, or video. They're also expected to collaborate with people from different countries or people from different environments and using technology to communicate. So in every aspect of their lives, they are going to be involved with technology. The question becomes, how do I use it in my classroom to enhance student learning? It's really important to really focus on student learning as the outcome. So not to think of technology as the one panacea that's going to solve all your problems, but to think about it as it's another tool in my toolbox to help my students learn and to help me meet my students' needs.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I have another question. How can teachers use technology in the classroom effectively?
I want to go back to the idea of meeting students' needs. The framework we use to look at the effectiveness of integrating technology is called the TPAC, or the Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge. So effective teachers have a good grasp of their content, a good grasp of pedagogical skills, and the ability to integrate both to teach content effectively. Teachers who integrate technology effectively are able to do that by integrating technology appropriate to teach specific content in specific learning environments. A few things to think about to integrate technology effectively. Again, starting from students' needs. What do my students need at this point? And being familiar with the different tools that can help students learn, and then that tool is supporting the learning rather than being there because it's popular. Because we are familiar with several trends that sometimes a tool is popular, it's interesting, people like it, and then they want to bring that tool or that device into the classroom just because of its being, available and interesting. But you want to also go back and say, how is that tool helping my students learn? Am I just taking a worksheet and replacing it with an electronic worksheet? So instead of doing drill and practice on paper, I'm doing drill and practice online. So that's an essential piece. So you want to look at different things when you're looking at effective integration. One, how am I meeting my students' needs? Two, how is that tool being developmentally appropriate, helping them with their proficiencies? You also want to look at, with any tool, you want to look at a cost-benefit analysis. Is it worth the investment to purchase a new tool in the classroom in terms of the benefits I'm going to have? It is important for you as a teacher to be familiar with the tool yourself ahead of time. So if you, for example, purchase a new piece of software for learning English, for example, you want to be familiar with it yourself when you're trying to troubleshoot with students. You're not on the spot trying to figure out what's going on, you know it ahead of time. You want to identify your resources for support at your school district, who's the technology expert who can help you with the different resources. You want to spend time ahead of time also to prepare your students. If you're using a new device in the classroom, for example, you brought tablets, before you start using it for your lesson, preparing your students to know how to use the device appropriately ahead of time. We do have several rubrics that we can use to evaluate. For example, if you're looking at online resources, there are rubrics to evaluate the appropriateness of websites in terms of design. There are rubrics we can use for different tools to see how effective they are for the specific content areas. There is an interest of motivation, so you'll see that students can be more motivated and more interested if they're doing the same thing on a computer screen versus on a piece of paper. But that would not be a good use of the tool if that's the only thing it's doing. You do want to extend it beyond what's available to you in the classroom.
Those are excellent points and very important for teachers to know. And understand that you're going to have a few resources for us in terms of rubrics and tools that teachers can use to evaluate websites and software.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.